Hi, everyone. We're just waiting a few minutes to let everyone get on, and then we will start the class on embracing the doTERRA opportunity. Okay, it's about 8:34, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Tonight's business class is about embracing the opportunity with doTERRA. So first, a little bit about the history. The company was started in 2008 as a debt-free company. So the owners and founders actually mortgaged their homes, and in a lot of cases cashed in their retirement plans in order to start the company. They decided that they did not want anyone else telling them what they could and couldn't do with their company. After looking at some investors, they decided they were going to go out on their own and do things the way that they had envisioned. So currently, and this was actually several months ago, so we're probably actually much larger than this right now, over 83 million in sales a month. And as of last December, they were classified as a billion-dollar company. There's 1,300 plus employees globally and over 900 in Utah alone, where the headquarters is located. So this is just a little picture in case you were wondering and hadn't met the owners and founders before. There they are, some of the big names that a lot of people know. Of course, in the middle is Emily Wright with Dr. Hill to her right, Dave Sterling, the CEO, on the far left. Those are the ones that most people see the most often. I really liked this quote, "Give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back to you." And I feel like that's what those of us who are sharing doTERRA are trying to do, and that's kind of doTERRA's philosophy as well. You know, they wanted the best and highest quality oils in the world, so they went all over the world in order to find them. Another great thing that I really like about doTERRA as a company is their co-impact sourcing. That is product, plant, and people responsibility. doTERRA sources over 100 oils from 26 different countries. And what that does is it gives hope. And that acronym also stands for helping other people everywhere. So I'm going to go into a little bit about what co-impact sourcing is. In the product area, co-impact sourcing means that the oils must be the highest quality medicinal grade available. And the plant co-impact sourcing is to ensure that the plants are always protected, responsible planting and harvesting, and teaching the farmers to protect the land. You know, the plants have to be grown in the right environment and in the right soil and harvested at the proper time. They can't be harvested too early or too late, or it affects the chemical balance within the oil that gives us the most benefit. Co-impact sourcing, as far as people go, is giving the people and customers what they trust in our product. Also, not just in customers does the word people mean, it also means the farmers. So doTERRA helps all of these small farmers all over the world in these little villages sustain their families and their farms. They pay them year-round, including the non-growing seasons, so that they can always count on a regular income from doTERRA. And what that does is it also helps them and doTERRA ensure that the plants are going to be harvested at the right time. They're not going to harvest them too soon. Let's say that, the farmers and the families are hungry and they need to put food on the table. So if they harvest, the plants a little early, then they can get their money sooner. Then that would possibly destroy the value in the product. So by paying them year-round, and the farmers know that they're going to get regular payments, then they're going to take care of the plants and harvest them when they should. doTERRA also provides food and supplies for these farmers. So doTERRA uses local artisans to source the raw materials for essential oils, and that has an added benefit of creating an industry for that particular community. So in many cases, the harvesting of those oils created jobs and opportunities where there wasn't any before. Some of these villages are now able to put lots of people to work because they're producing more and more plants for doTERRA. And at the same time, they're helping the community with more economic viability and giving them a future. So in this way, doTERRA is helping health-conscious individuals find safe alternatives while also lifting up entire communities and giving them hope for the future. So I want to show you a little video about co-impact sourcing.
doTERRA essential oils have a profound impact on our health and wellness, but the impact of how and where they're sourced goes beyond a drop of oil. First, we search the globe to identify the best plant material, harvested and expertly distilled for oil potency and quality. Many of our essential oils come from countries facing economic and environmental challenges. This provides a unique opportunity for doTERRA to produce the highest quality essential oils while also doing good in a sustainable way. We call this co-impact sourcing. Through this approach, we are creating jobs and improving incomes in countries where they are much needed. Developing long-term partnerships with artisan small-scale growers around the world. These partnerships transform the playing field for growers to improve their production and establish stable prices to trustworthy long-term buyers. Helping growers organize themselves into cooperatives to achieve common goals and higher quality while ensuring farmlands are preserved and passed on to future generations. These cooperatives also ensure growers receive fair and on-time payments in favorable installments and help throughout the year. In these areas, doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation is funding the construction of schools, health clinics, cooperative buildings, water systems, and more to empower growers, their families, and communities today and tomorrow. Through co-impact sourcing, doTERRA is improving lives and providing hope to people in desperate need of opportunity. Through this approach, we ensure the long-term supply of the best plant materials to consistently deliver the highest quality products. So it's more than just a drop of oil in your hand. It's a catalyst for impacting many lives beyond.
Okay, so you can find some of these great videos on doTERRA.com. That's where this one is actually located, on the doTERRA website. So the next thing I want to talk about doTERRA as a company and why I think it's such a to be affiliated with such a great company is not only do they do co-impact sourcing and provide the best quality products that you can buy in essential oils, but they also have the Healing Hands Foundation, which is a nonprofit committed to improving the lives of millions around the world. And what they're doing is they're seeking to bring healing and hope to the world, for the lives of people to be free of disease and poverty, and ultimately empower those communities that are impoverished with tools that they need to become self-reliant. So dōTERRA provides all the funds for these projects themselves at 100%. So I don't know if you've ever noticed before, those of you who are on loyalty rewards, which by the way is the best way to purchase products because it's the cheapest way to purchase products, not even with just a wholesale account, you know, with having LRP in addition to your wholesale account, you get an extra 10 to 30% off. So on your LRP orders, there's a little box that says, do you want to donate $1 to the Healing Hands Foundation? 100% of that dollar goes directly to those that are receiving aid for those mission projects. A lot of companies, when you donate money to charity, they'll have 20% and sometimes even as much as 50% or more that goes to overhead and administrative costs. Well, dōTERRA takes care of all of that. So they donate every single dollar, 100% of that, to the projects for the Healing Hands Foundations. So let's go into a little bit about that. So the Co-Impact Sourcing Initiative and the Healing Hands work with newly formed cooperatives, which is basically farmer co-ops in various villages and countries. So in Haiti, for example, they brought the vetiver harvesters steady income. They brought them clean water and desired education so that they could school their children. So through dōTERRA, vetiver essential oil helps these villagers on their way to be a better life and hope for the future. There's this great little video. So if you haven't seen this video yet, you're going to really be touched by it. I've seen it probably a half a dozen times, and still it gets to me at how wonderful these projects are.
As we hiked up the mountain to be able to meet with the people who are harvesting the vetiver for us, the first reaction I had was hope. It was beautiful. It was lush and green. It was very different from what you see in the cities in Haiti. So the next thing I really noticed was how hard they work. Their calloused hands, their weathered faces, but they took pride in their work.
Vetiver is a really interesting crop in that it's a very hardy grass. It can grow just about anywhere. That was introduced there primarily for the fragrance industry, and we have targeted for the aromatherapy industry specifically, both with our partners on the ground there and the cooperative we're working with to grow our raw materials.
The manual labor required to harvest vetiver is quite incredible. It's much harder than what I ever imagined. And they do this day in and day out. Not only do they pull the vetiver plant out of the ground, and then they've got to take a stick and they've got to beat the dirt out of the root system so that all they have left is just that pure vetiver root.
15 days to produce 1 gallon of oil. 500 of these bales to fill up one of those 20-foot tall steels, and after it's harvested, you'll get 1 gallon of oil for 5 guys' work for 15 days. Haiti, being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, truly is an ideal place for co-impact sourcing. They have tens of thousands of small-scale farmers who are largely unorganized, and our being able to go there and truly make an impact, a difference in a country that badly needs it, presented us a great opportunity. to undertake our sourcing initiatives there.
Planifier sous quantité vétiver qui pour et récolter. Vous comprenez, pour nous capables de quitter vétiver avec notre terre, pour une bonne planification, bonne gestion qui fait là-dedans, ni au point de vue champ, ni au point de vue en d'un bureau.
As we met with the cooperative and to be able to really understand some of the challenges and trials that they were dealing with. First of all is that the income that they were receiving was not sustainable. They would go out and harvest vetiver as they needed it, but it didn't sustain them throughout the year to be able to provide for their family, to provide the food that they needed, to be able to provide even the simplest of things like education. They couldn't afford to send their children to school because they didn't have that sustainable stream of income throughout the year.
Today we had a great meeting. They proved to me personally, I even cry after hearing certain things, you know, that makes me more motivated to have those people working very hard in the vetiver field to make it a better life. Even if I have a distillery and I don't have those people, I won't be able to work. And even if those people have their field full of vetiver and they don't have their distillery, nobody will be able. But it's like a chain on a motorcycle, on a bicycle that is going thief after thief, you know. So we have been doing that work, and having a company like dōTERRA, you know, coming and have the same vision, same route, and have all the Haitian in the vetiver field have a better life, including myself.
What touched me the most as we met with them is to discover that they had no access to clean water. That they were traveling for 3 hours every single day to be able to collect water that wasn't even drinkable.
This was really very touching to hear, you know, certain people in 2014 that didn't have water, you know, to even bathe or water to even cook their food. They have to walk hours from where we were to get a single gallon of water. And myself, I don't accept that. I want to change their way of life, but I won't be able to make a miracle.
As we sat there and we understood the desires of their heart to someday have water, we made a commitment that we would bring that to them. We can make a difference. We can do that because that's what we stand for.
So that video is so powerful to me, and I just love every time I see it. It just makes me love that I can make that donation, you know, once a month, even more. Oh, I guess it's still playing in the background. Going on to a different class. Okay, so now that we're back, as I was saying, I really like the fact that I can donate $1 each month, even though it's only $12 a year. I know it's going into the right places and doing wonderful things. And just like the Haiti project, you know, there's many projects in many different villages that doTERRA is doing, you know, several projects each year to help these small communities. So keep that in mind every time you place an order, or even just open up a bottle of oil. Just think about where that oil came from and all the people it took to work those plants in those fields and harvest them and distill them. So another reason, you know, why doTERRA? Why should you get involved with a company like doTERRA? Well, doTERRA has one of the highest retention rates in any company um, in the United States, 3 times the national average. What does that mean? 65% retention rate. What that means is 65% of customers order every month. So that's pretty impressive. Most companies, you know, that are multi-level marketing, direct marketing type of companies, you know, Mary Kay, Pampered Chef, those types of companies, people don't order every month, but 65% of doTERRA's customers order every single month. My organization, my team with doTERRA, I'm at about 80%. So my team is at an even higher retention rate than doTERRA itself, which I feel pretty good about. So that means that I'm doing a lot of great things for all of my friends and family and the people that I know and that they know. So another great thing about doTERRA is you get paid 5 different ways. People also want and need natural solutions. You know, and I have other business classes going on all the time, you know, each month where I talk about the compensation plan and things like that. So I'm sure we'll have another one of those coming up next month. But in the meantime, if you're interested in learning more about the 5 different ways to get paid, how compensation works with doTERRA, I'm happy to share that with you. Or also the person who introduced you to doTERRA can probably help you with that as well. Just real quickly, the 5 different ways that you get paid are retail sales, fast start bonuses for new customers that you sign up. There's unilevel commission. There is profit sharing, or they call them leadership bonuses as well. And also power of 3 bonuses. So those are the 5 different ways. And I also consider a 6th way to be the loyalty rewards orders, because every month that I order, I get 30% back of what I spend in free product points for me to use, and as well as all of my shipping. So it's almost like getting paid just for ordering, which is really great. Another thing that some people like to see, you know, the hard figures. So this is an example, not an example, this is the actual numbers of the compensation plan payout over 3 years. So there's different ranks within doTERRA. The silver rank is when you actually start getting some of the profit sharing or the leadership bonus pools. So in 2011, you can see the average was $9,600 a year, and now in 2013, 2 years later, it jumped significantly to $26,000. So the numbers for 2014 came out not too long ago. I haven't updated this slide, but it's even a little bit more than this. So if you want to know what these different ranks are making per month, all you have to do is divide these numbers by 12, and then you can figure out the monthly income for that. So I know that I'm currently at gold rank, and I am making, my paychecks are anywhere from about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And it kind of depends on your monthly volume, things like that, whether you qualify for certain bonuses as to the price of your paycheck, not the price, but the amount of your paycheck. So here's another great little saying from Princess Diana, actually. Anywhere I see suffering, that is where I want to be doing what I can. So if any of you are out there, sharing purposefully doTERRA, or not sharing on purpose, it just kind of happens. It just seems to be where there's a need. I don't know about you, but if somebody mentions something to me that they have something going on, I can't help but say, oh, I have an oil for that. And then I end up giving them some. I give them a sample, or I let them use my oil that I have at the time, to try it out. Once you try an oil and it works, it's just hard to not share and spread the good news. So this little saying, this picture, just reminded me exactly of that. So if you're thinking about doing doTERRA, whether it's to just get your oils for free, to help your family, or maybe increase your income, you need to figure out, what is your why? Why would you want to be doing it? Because once you know your why, that kind of helps you get more motivated, gives you some purpose. Is your why to help others? Is it to help your family so that you can purchase more oils, so that you have more oils to help your family with whatever their needs may be? Is it maybe to get your oils for free if you have a oil habit like I do? My husband was certainly happy when I was getting some paychecks coming in that actually covered my orders. That was really pretty nice, and kind of makes you smile when you get that first couple of checks and you go, oh, I just spent $100 in oils, but my check is actually a little bigger than that, so that order was free. If your why is to increase your income or to find financial freedom, that also is certainly a possibility. It's not, I don't want to say it's a difficult thing to do. It's not easy. It's not a flash in the pan, all of a sudden you're going to start making tons and tons of money. But what really is cool about doTERRA is the way they've set up the compensation plan. Is once you start building your business, over time you're going to see it grow. And once you get a good foundation set up, some really good customers, some really good business partners, you're going to see your business grow exponentially. As I said, the first year I started getting my oils for free. Then after that, I started getting more money than I was spending on oils. And then I could see it jump exponentially 2 and 3 times what it was before. So I try and tell people, if you're looking at starting a business, you want to think of doTERRA as planting an orchard more so than planting a garden. Because when you plant a garden, you see things grow really quickly, but then you also harvest them really quickly, and then the garden is spent and it's all harvested. However, with an orchard, that's something that takes a little bit longer to grow, but once it's there and growing, it's sustainable for the long term, for your future. So that's the way I look at doTERRA. I'm looking at it as some residual income that I can count on, as my family and my husband go into retirement in our future years. So how do you want to get started with doTERRA? Great way to get started is talk to the person who introduced you to doTERRA about that, or anyone else in your upline, including me. But the easiest way to get started is on loyalty rewards. And in order to start getting paychecks from doTERRA, you have to purchase 100 PV per month. So that means each month on loyalty rewards, you want to make sure that your PV amount, not your dollar amount, is 100. So in a lot of cases, your dollar amount will be the same as your PV amount, especially if you're just purchasing oils, because dollars and PV are 1-to-1 when it comes to purchasing oils. And also things like skincare. If you're purchasing a skincare product, those are typically 1-to-1 as well, unless you're buying a kit. When you buy kits, you're getting some really great savings in money in buying the kit, and so the points value of that's going to be a little bit less too. But most of the time it's 1-to-1. Also, if you're going to be earning income with doTERRA, you want to make sure you're keeping your cart or your loyalty rewards order. It's a recurring monthly order, at 100 PV at all times. The reason for that is commission checks run weekly. So they run on Tuesday nights into Wednesday mornings for certain bonuses. Also, they run the middle or the 15th of the month or about there, depending on whether it's a holiday or a weekend, things like that. So for those reasons, you want to make sure you have 100 PV in your card at all times, because when the system runs to do paychecks, it goes through all the loyalty rewards orders, set up, and checks to see if they're at 100. And if they're 100, those people get processed for commission. If it's not, then it thinks those people aren't earning commission, and it doesn't calculate any bonuses or commission for that. Also, on loyalty rewards, you can use your reward points that you get for purchases to buy oil samples, because you may be thinking, well, I can't really afford to buy extra oils in the beginning to give away to people because some budgets are tight. But with loyalty rewards, you're going to get points each month, so you can actually use those points, save them up, and buy them for samples. And then that's a great way to use your investment. All right, how else to get started? Besides doing loyalty rewards, you have to live, share, and nurture doTERRA. And what does that mean? Well, live means doTERRA every day and every way. So you want to start using your oils, all the oils you have. And you may be thinking, well, I don't know how to use all of these oils that I have. And we'll talk about that here in a second too. But the oils you have, you want to learn about them, research them, whether it's on the Modern Essentials or everythingessential.me or on the Silver Team page or Essentially Oily or whatever Facebook page support groups you like to look at. Use those to help you learn how to use your oils every day. What that does is it gives you a lot more experiences when your oils. You learn about them. You have more testimonials to share with people. If somebody comes up to you and wants to know about an oil or a particular issue they might be wanting to try an oil for, if you're using them all, then you're going to know exactly what those oils are for and what they can do and how to use them. The next way to get started is just simply share. Share your oils with others. Give away samples to them. And you don't have to feel like you have to give away a lot of oils in a sample. A sample can be just simply 5 or 10 drops of an oil. We know as oil users, it only takes 1 or 2 drops to really feel some effects and benefits from the oils. So don't feel like you have to give away a lot to people. I find sometimes in the beginning people, are really giving, which is wonderful, but after a while you may be thinking, gosh, I can't keep affording to give away, 50 drops of oil or half a bottle to somebody. Certainly you don't need to do that at all, just a few drops. If you don't have any samples to give away, you don't have any little sample bottles, save your empty oil bottles. And I will use those, and I'll just put 10 drops of an oil in a 15 ml bottle and give that to somebody. That's really valuable and they really appreciate it. So you don't have to give a lot. Also, sharing an oil can just simply be, you're at an event or you're at a party or something and somebody has a need. Maybe they're having some allergies and their eye itches. Well, just hand them your lavender bottle and tell them how to use it, to put a drop on their cheekbones and their eyebrows to get rid of the itchy eyes, and they give you the bottle back. That's sharing an oil with somebody. Also, nurturing. So once you've shared oils with people and people decided they want to purchase some from you, you want to make sure you continue to nurture that person as well, to help them learn more about the oils and follow up with them. But doTERRA is also about not just healing people physically or helping them heal physically. It can be emotionally, financially, and sometimes spiritually. And using the oils and just getting to know people and building relationships is a really big part of that. Just be yourself. Another great way to get started is just simply host a class. 3 friends, 5 friends. It doesn't have to be a whole huge number of people. I actually prefer smaller classes myself. So if you're sharing samples with somebody, or you're telling them about the oils, invite them to a class. Either it's a class that you're going to host or a class that you know somebody else is having, and you can invite a friend and bring them as well. It can be even an online class, like one I'm doing tonight. Also, you want to make sure you attend as many classes as you can to help educate yourself. It's going to give you some confidence. You know, once you have more knowledge about the oils, it creates confidence in you that's going to allow you to actually go out there and talk more and share with people. I know a lot of people are like, I can't share the oils. I don't know anything about them. Well, attending classes, watching YouTube videos, on oils and classes. You can find a whole lot of them out there. Just do some YouTube searches on doTERRA or even Dr. Hill or the Family Physician Kit. There's lots of classes recorded on doTERRA essential oils. The next step you want to do after you've been to classes, after you're learning about the oils and you're sharing oils, is to teach a class. And it's really easy, no kidding. You just have to remember that everybody you're inviting to your class is probably brand new to oils, or maybe haven't even heard of oils before you told them about it. So you yourself know a whole lot more about oils than they do. And that's all that matters. You just share with them what you know. Now doTERRA has something called the Class in the Box, which makes teaching a class so easy. The Class in the Box can actually do it for you. What you get for $25 if you purchase the Class in the Box, which you can do on your loyalty rewards order, for $25 you get a DVD that you put in your DVD player, and it actually teaches the class for you. It goes through several videos on what essential oils are and why you should choose doTERRA. And then it goes through the various oils in the Family Physician's Kit. You also get 10 magazines, and you get 10 bottles of wild orange in 5 ml size. So when you invite people to a class, a lot of times I'll tell them, if you come to the class, you'll get a special gift. You get a free gift for coming. So I will either give away wild oranges to those attending, or some other oils that maybe I've had, or maybe I'll make up some spray bottles, things like that. So the Class in the Box is a great way to get started. So you don't have to know everything about oils to teach a class. All you have to know how to do is put a DVD in the DVD player and push play. A great thing to do, though, when you're using the Class in the Box, when you get to the part on essential oils like lemon oil and frankincense and deep blue, and you're playing the video on those, is after you play the video, pick up the oil and pass it around the room to let everybody smell it, let everybody try it, and tell them what you've used the oil for, how it's helped you, or how you know it's helped someone else. That way, you're going to have a more successful class if people can actually smell and use the oils and hear about how you use it and what it's done for you. So when you get people who enroll and actually want to purchase a kit or purchase some oils from you, it's follow-up. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to follow up with your enrollments. And what does that mean? That means after your new person has gotten their oils, you want to reach out to them and say, hey, I want to follow up with you, see how you're enjoying your oils and what questions you have. I'd like to come over. If they're local, you want to go over, you want to visit with them and sit down and open their oils. You want to show them the stickers that came in their pamphlets. You want to show them how to log on to their back office in doTERRA so that they can learn how to set up loyalty rewards orders. You want to tell them how great loyalty rewards orders are, because everybody wants to save more money and everybody wants to get things the cheapest way possible. So loyalty rewards orders, as we know, is the way to do that. I try to tell people it's kind of like going to Kohl's, right? If you knew Kohl's had the 20% and 30% coupons out there, you're not going to go into Kohl's and buy stuff and not use the 20 and 30% off coupon, right? Who does that? Nobody does that. Everybody gets their coupons. So loyalty rewards is the same way. So if you're purchasing oils, why would you purchase them and just get, your wholesale price for it? If you know you can get another 10 to 30% off, why wouldn't you do it that way? So That's what you kind of want to tell, your new people how great loyalty rewards orders is, because, everybody loves a great sale. Also, you want to follow up with your people and concentrate on building relationships with them. It may be somebody you already know, but you also want to build a different relationship with them using doTERRA and the oil, so that they know that you're a good resource for them, that they can come to you when they have questions and need advice. And if you don't know all the answers, they can come to you and know that you will help them find the answer, or the people who do know the answers. So follow up and building relationships, super important. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And I find this is some of the most rewarding parts of doing doTERRA for me, is just servicing other people and helping them and seeing how much benefit they're getting and how appreciative they are of it. I can't tell you how many people have approached me or messaged me and said, thank you so much for sharing doTERRA with me. It's changed my life and it's changed my children's lives. And that's just such a great feeling. You can't deny that. Okay, compliance. For those who are interested in sharing doTERRA and doing the business, we have to pay attention to compliance. I'm going to explain a little bit about that. Compliance means that we can't go around saying publicly that essential oils treat and cure diseases. The FDA doesn't like that. The pharmaceutical companies doesn't like that, because they've spent, frankly, billions of dollars getting drugs approved as cures for treating diseases. So essential oils are not drugs, as we all know. They do not treat disease, but they do support our body in many amazing ways that helps our body heal itself from diseases and issues and ailments. So our body is what heals itself. So another great little quote is, yes, there's an oil for that. And there pretty much is an oil for everything. So what is compliance? Compliance is basically the language that you're using. And when do you have to be concerned about the language you're using? You have to be concerned when you're publicly marketing doTERRA essential oils. And that's in places like vendor fairs, on social media like Facebook, if it's on a public page. So for example, I have Essentially Oily Gifts as my Facebook page that I use to support my customers and my team with doTERRA essential oils. My Facebook page is secret. It's a closed group. It's a secret group. It's not meant to the public, and it has my customers on it. So I don't need to worry so much about all of the language I use on my Facebook page. But if you're using your personal Facebook page, or you set up a Facebook page that is open to the public, then you must make sure you're using careful language for that. Or if you're printing out flyers that you're putting up in grocery stores or ads in newspapers, things like that, anything publicly marketing the oils, you have to use certain language in order to be compliant. So you don't want to use ailment terms like asthma, ADHD, acid reflux, and things like that in those publicly marketed places. Instead, you want to use terms like it supports the body's systems, like it supports the muscular system, the skeletal system, it supports the nervous system or the digestive system. You want to say that instead of asthma. So you can say, Breathe essential oil is wonderful at supporting the body's respiratory system to support and promote clear breathing, things like that. Whereas, when you're in a room or in a home and you're teaching a class to your personal friends, of course you're going to say, especially if it's your own experience, I have asthma or my child has asthma, and we use Breathe to help with that. That is okay in that type of setting when you're talking about your own personal uses and experiences with the oils. So here are some examples of acceptable claims that you may use, because I'm sure a lot of you are going, well, what do I say? Well, here's an example. So for arborvitae, you can say it's a powerful cleansing agent and purifying agent. It's a natural insect repellent. Basil promotes mental alertness. Eucalyptus promotes clear breathing and supports respiratory health. Ginger is great for easing occasional indigestion. Using the word occasional makes it okay. Some more examples. Lavender is calming and relaxing. It soothes minor skin irritations. Lemon cleanses and purifies the air and surfaces. Oregano supports healthy digestion, and it's a powerful cleansing and purifying agent. More examples. Breathe, elevation, deep blue, digestion. And if anybody's interested in seeing any of these, I'm happy to share the presentation with you. Just send me a message, let me know, and I'll be happy to email it. More examples. In tune helps one enhance and sustain focus, supports efforts of those who have difficulty paying attention and staying on task. So you can see it's just a little tweak on words just to make it more compliant. Past tense eases muscle tension. Slim and sassy promotes healthy metabolism. More examples when it comes to the vitamins, the alpha CRS, the microplex, which is now actually called something different since we've got a new formulation. I'll have to update this slide. The XE Omega supports healthy joint function. So, next slide. Today is not just another day. It's a new opportunity, another chance, a new beginning. Embrace it. And that is the end of the class. So if anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself and let me know. I'm happy to answer anything that you might have a question on. Also, feel free to send me any messages at the same time. Facebook, email, text. So I hope everyone enjoyed the class this evening, learned something new, found something that you can use going forward. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate you coming and listening to how to embrace the doTERRA opportunity.